In the last 5 years, I've built over 100 landing pages, and one thing every landing page needs is a link. In this video, I'll show you how to create infinite custom links for your landing pages, and we'll go over the 4 steps needed to actually attach your landing page to a link. And that is to buy a domain, connect the subdomain, connect it to your landing page, and set up the DNS records. Trust me, it's not as complex as it sounds. So the problem that most marketers run into is with every new landing page, there is a link that needs to go with it. But sometimes you don't want to buy a new domain, right? If you don't know what a domain is that thing you see in your browser that says blah blah blah.com, example.com. That's a domain, and you have to buy it to get access to it. But if you are building your 10th landing page of the day, you probably don't want to buy 10 different landing pages. And that's the problem most people face, most serial marketers face. And how you solve this problem is by creating a subdomain, right? It makes you very flexible, and you can create as many as you want. It's basically infinite. So how do you do that? How you build your own infinite link system is, instead of buying a domain every time, like I said earlier, you buy a subdomain. So what is a subdomain? Like I said earlier, you could have example.com. Now imagine if you have links.example.com, then that's a subdomain. And then you can then attach that domain to your landing page. Now, if you're thinking, will people remember my subdomain? Most likely not. And they don't need to, because the subdomain is most likely something you use to test your ad pages, your offer pages that you use to run ads, right? Nobody needs to remember those pages. And those are things like you retire them all the time, right? So it's completely fine if your subdomain looks a little long and a little unmemorable. All right, so just show another example. These are examples of domains, right? These are examples of domains here. And these are examples of subdomains here. So each subdomain you create will point to a different landing page. So let me actually do this in front of you live and show you the steps involved. So step 1 is to actually buy a domain. And there are many domain sellers out there. There are many domain providers. The one I recommend, because I've used them for over 5 years now, is Namecheap, right? So if you don't have a domain, buy a domain from Namecheap first. And that's the only purchase you need to make. Once you have your domain, you need to select your domain first. So click on Manage. Your own domain provider will have a slight variant of this. Okay, once you've done that, you want to click on Advanced DNS. All right, cool. So once you are here, you want to click on Add a New Record, right? So you see how many subdomains I've created here. It's crazy. All right, so you're not really concerned with any of this right now. All you are here to do is decide, what is my subdomain, right? So for this example, I want to create a subdomain that says app.anon.kami.tech, because that's the platform I'm currently building. So I'm just going to put app.anon here, right? So I have it in mind. I can also copy it, right? I know my domain right now is kami.tech, and the subdomain I want to create is app.anon.kami.tech. So app.anon is here. This is fine. Now the next thing you want to do is go to your hosting provider, because if you have a landing page, you're probably hosting it somewhere for it to be online. And the hosting provider I use many of them. I use Vercel, I use Render, I use HostGator. For this demo, I'm going to use Vercel, okay? Mainly because I build a lot of my landing pages on Visio, which is a vibe coding platform. I have this little thing I've created here that I want to push to production. So I'm going to click on Push to Production. And then I would configure the domain in Vercel. Okay, so that took a few minutes and it's now deployed. So I'm going to click on Inspect on Vercel. So it could take me to the exact project that I'm trying to attach a link to. And if you're using Visio, you can just follow the steps exactly. But if you're not using Visio, it's very similar. It's a very similar process. Okay, so I'm going to go under Assigning Custom Domains. Yeah. Okay. And I'm going to attach, I already attached the custom domain here. That's crazy. I'm going to attach a new one. So I'm going to click on Add Domain, and I'm going to do what I posted earlier, right? app.anon.kami.tech. Cool. And I'm going to carry out production and click on Save. So what's going to happen next is Vercel is going to give me some things called DNS records to attach to my domain. And that's what's actually going to make the domain go live, right? So that's what's going to make the link go live. So here we have anon.kami.tech. I'm going to click on Learn More, and it's giving me the DNS records. Now, you need to be careful. You need to pay attention to the CNAME and the value, which is super important. Depending on your configuration, there might be different types, right? There are A records, there are AAA records, there are many types. Just be sure you are choosing the correct type when you go to your domain provider, Okay, so I'm going to click on CNAME record because that's what they asked me to do. And I'm going to copy the value. I'm going to go back, going to paste it in here and click on done. Save the change. That's it. That's the end of the entire process. So once you've done that, it's going to take a few minutes for it to propagate, but your link is actually done, right? This is the end of the process. So I'm just going to click on this here. It's not going to be live yet. Okay, that's not clicking. Let me just copy it. Copy. Of paste. Okay. Oh, look at that. It loaded up almost immediately. Yeah, so this is my subdomain that will just spin up, right? That will just spin up. So yeah, this is how to attach a custom domain to your landing page. In this case, it's not a landing page, it's more of a SaaS platform. But yeah, if you got any value from that, share the video, like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube stuff. And I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.